Today we're going to walk you through how to use the Co-op Maintenance Tax Deduction Calculator available at Hauseit.com. The purpose of the calculator is to figure out what percentage of your monthly maintenance is deductible on your personal income tax return. Customarily, as a co-op owner, also known as a shareholder, you receive an annual co-op tax deduction letter, and this letter will specify the per share amounts that you would be able to deduct on your personal income taxes, assuming that you itemize deductions on your personal income tax return. The way to compute the deduction is essentially to add the per share interest amount with the real estate tax amount, take that combined figure and multiply it by the number of shares that you have. Then you would take that number and you would divide it by the total annual co-op maintenance that you pay for the particular unit. A typical co-op tax deduction percentage in New York City is anywhere from 40 to 50% as a most common figure. Alternatively, it is possible to see one that is higher, perhaps 60% or more, or something closer to 30%. The extent to which you can deduct these things on your tax return really depend on how much in mortgage interest your co-op is paying. In other words, how much do they have in loan exposure, what is their interest rate, and also how much in real estate taxes they're paying every year. So what you would do is you would go to the calculator here and you would basically just take these figures from the tax deduction letter and plug them into the calculator. So the interest deduction is approximately $3.51 a share. So we would put that in here, and the real estate tax deduction is about $36.38 a share. So we would put that right here. Now, the number of co-op shares owned is something that your managing agent would be able to tell you. Alternatively, your real estate attorney would know, and you would put in the number of shares here. Let's just assume in this case that you have 300 shares. And hypothetically, let's say that your property's maintenance is $15.22 a month. We would take $15.22 and drop it in here. And you can see that it's essentially already calculated your deduction amounts. The total annual dollar co-op tax deduction figure is about $12K, and as you know here, you're paying about $18,000 a year in maintenance, so roughly $12K over $18K gives you about 65% in terms of a tax deduction percentage. Quite frankly, this is pretty high, so you wouldn't expect naturally to see that, but just to emphasize, common figure is between 40 and 50%. Once you've completed the calculation, you can email the results to yourself if you'd like, or you can print and download a PDF. If you are thinking of selling, you might be interested in taking a look at a couple other calculators on the Hauseit website, one of which is the seller closing cost calculator. This one is particularly nifty because it does tell you the total percentage of your closing costs relative to the sale price, and also it breaks down the dollar amounts of each line item. For example, if you're selling this co-op and your sale price is $800,000, you would type in the sale price here, select co-op, and it would provide you with a nice breakdown of your closing costs. You can also email them, and you can either print a PDF as well. If you happen to be buying, another good calculator is the buyer closing cost calculator. And if you're buying something above $1 million, you may also be interested in taking a look at the mansion tax calculator. And if you're financing, you could take a look at the mortgage recording tax calculator. Now, bear in mind, the mortgage recording tax calculator would only be for condos, because the mortgage recording tax itself only applies to the purchase of real property consisting of condos, traditional houses, and land. Thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, feel free to leave us a comment. And if there are any other topics you'd like us to write about or make a calculator for, please do let us know.